responsibility for the disaster that exists on the public housing estates, and we are very proud to have a base on those estates, and we're going to give it right up to him on those public housing estates in this election over the course of the next 6 weeks. You see, Australia, unlike most of Europe or America, has not hit the double dip yet. We don't have a recession in this country as bad as what's going on in Ireland, in Greece, in America, in other parts of Europe. So in other words, it's almost like a phony war. But I've got to tell you, the financial media are telling us that we will have a double dip recession. And the government, whether it's Liberal or whether it's Labour in this state, and this Green Labour coalition federally, will rip into the public sector. In Ireland, in the last few years, there's been wage cuts between 10 and 30%. They've slashed the public sector. They've slashed jobs. They've slashed money on education and health. And you've got to ask yourselves, and this is what we have to say to people, what party is going to support you? The Labour Party and the Liberal Party agree with capitalism. The Greens just want to make it a little bit better. And some of the deal that they've done with Labour has been the most pathetic concessions that they've got, even though they hold the balance of power. The only people that will have an understanding that this system is to blame ultimately, we need another system, and it's not afraid of mobilising people in those ways, in this area is the Socialist Party. And I think more and more people will see that it's not just about Stephen Jolly. It's all very nice, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. But, you know, Rose Chong, and thank you, Rose, for the $500 donation to the party. Thank you, Rose, for the wonderful display that my kids are very embarrassed about, with me dressed up in a Marilyn Monroe dress and all the rest of it down the road here at the costume design shop. But she said something to me the other day which really knocked me for six. She said, around here, we all vote for you. We're all going to put your posters up. We're going to help you, and we're going to be involved in this campaign. But we forgive you your socialism. It's almost to them that my membership of the Socialist Party, my ideology, is like a little private little hobby, if you like. What you need to understand is the way that I operate isn't because of a biological trait. It reflects the ideas and the methods of my organisation here and all over the world. And I would encourage you to investigate that. And hopefully soon we'll have more socialist councillors and socialist MPs, and you'll see that what I'm saying isn't nonsense. We've been in this area for 17 years. Our first campaign was Saving Richmond Secondary College, where they were going to flog it off to the private sector, turn it into apartments. It's now Melbourne Girls College. One of the proudest moments of my life was in January or February of this year, when I took my daughter, who started there at year 7 at Melbourne Girls College. But ever since then, we've been involved in the fight to save Collingwood Community Health Centre in '94, the campaign for heroin reform when Smith Street was a death zone, when 8 people dropped dead in the toilet block of overdosing in 1999, about 100 metres to the north of us. We've been involved in this area for a long, long time, and we're not going to go away anyway.